Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Princess of Cups. I feel like you're somebody who's been having very vivid dreams. Yeah, I think you have a rich imagination. And I think that you have there's a lot of things in life you want. You know, you want the good things in life. You want the experiences of life. You want the fulfillment. You have a lot of hopes and dreams and wishes and aspirations. Okay? And I think that you're kind of learning how to feel those feelings and how to want those things again. Okay? I think that it's sort of implied in this card that you're a very loyal person and you have a lot of stability, or you have a need for stability. This card is kind of unstable. This card is not about loyalty, you know? This card is kind of like, I feel how I feel and I can't help how I feel. Okay? And so, you know, and we're not talking loyalty with perhaps with other people, but loyalty to particular like feelings or beliefs or values that you've held. You know, loyal to a certain way of doing things, loyal to a certain path. It's like, I don't know, it's people that, like you don't enjoy the TV show anymore, but you're loyal to that show, and so you're going to keep watching it, keep supporting it, you know. Even when your feelings for it have changed. You know, I know people like that. They're like, this show's terrible, but I got to keep watching, you know. So I think that you're sort of, in a way right now, you're being told or advised by Spirit to explore those things that you are loyal to, even though you don't like them anymore, even though they don't seem to resonate with you anymore. Why are you still so loyal to those things? And maybe it's just for that sake of familiarity or the sake of stability. Let's put this card into context, okay? Let's see what's really going on here for you. There we have a little bit of an objective viewpoint, separating the heart from the mind a little bit in order to look at it. The Queen of Swords kind of getting some distance, getting a bird's eye view, right? And looking and saying, okay, now what the heck is our Princess of Cups doing? You know, why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we continuing to do the things that we do, even if it sort of seems that maybe our feelings or our tastes have changed? It's kind of like you're still eating the same thing for breakfast every morning, even though you haven't liked it for years, you know. Here we have a 10 of Wands, we have a 5 of Wands, we have the 8 of Cups. And we have, look at that. We have a Princess of Wands now, which I feel like, the princesses here are really like, we're starting to get a little bit more, curious. Yeah, a little bit more sort of excited about different things. It's always exciting when you start something new, you know, and that's kind of like, you know, like a kid who just wants to get the new toy, loves getting new toys. It's very exciting to go get a new toy, and then you get the toy, they play with it for a little while, they kind of get bored with it, and they just kind of say, can we go back to the store and get another one? Because it's the beginning of something that really feels so exciting, you know. And I kind of wonder if Spirit's asking you to take a look at those things that you're still staying so committed to, that at one point you really fought for them. We got a 5 of Wands, you really fought for something. But now that you have it, it kind of feels like it is kind of a weight on you. It's kind of almost a burden now, and it may be that your feelings toward it have changed, and there's no need for you to stay committed to it. It doesn't necessarily need your loyalty, and I don't think this is applying necessarily to your relationships, but maybe, okay, maybe. In a very special way, I think it is. But let's do the Path of the Serpent. Let's see what card you have in your relationships. 3 of Swords, yeah. 10 of Pentacles here. Ace of Wands and a 3 of Pentacles. So with the 3 of Swords in the position of your relationships, this to me feels like there's a loyalty to somebody that doesn't deserve your loyalty anymore. And it's just kind of, just because you fought for that relationship, or you worked so hard to get something, doesn't mean you need to keep it and hang on to it for the rest of your life. Especially if this other aspect of you kind of wants to go and do something else, wants to find something that resonates more. Okay? And I'm not saying you're a disloyal person. I think, and in fact, I'm saying the opposite. You're too loyal. You're too loyal to those things that don't necessarily deserve your loyalty anymore. Maybe it's the job, maybe it's the friend, maybe it's the whatever, the belief. Maybe it's just the value that you've been holding on. The thing you eat for breakfast every day, right? It doesn't matter really what it is, but the recognition that maybe we got to let go of some of this stuff. We got to find something that feels more authentic for you. Okay. Anyway, let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, right there on top. And just because I can do anything doesn't mean we're going to look at that card until the end of the reading, okay? It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section down beneath the video. Okay. Now let's look around the room. We, interestingly, don't see any major arcana cards at all. Not a single one. What we do have is fire, 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 fire. You got some water, you got some air, and you got some earth. But fire is really the big thing here. And to me, fire is kind of that loyalty, or that, the attention, I guess, that you've been giving something, that commitment that you've been so strong in providing something else in your life here. Okay. The reason why there are no major arcana cards, well, it could be in a way that you've been ignoring what your spirit has been telling you. Yeah, you have been trying to put your fingers in your ears and not listen to what your intuition is telling you about this particular relationship, or this particular... Now, when I say relationship, I don't just mean with another person. It could be your relationship with a particular meal, right? Or a TV show, or a friend, or a situation at work. Okay, the company, or even a political party, or a value that you have, or a belief that you hold in something, okay? Too loyal to something that doesn't deserve your loyalty anymore. Spirit isn't absent. Spirit hasn't abandoned you. Spirit's the table supporting you. Spirit's saying, basically, you're going to make your own decision here. Whatever you do right now is going to reveal a lot about you, and it's going to teach you a lot about yourself. Okay, so Spirit is supporting whatever choice you decide to make. Spirit's going to support you. Okay? And Spirit is going to kind of encourage whatever choice it is. Whatever you decide to do, Spirit's going to amplify that decision for you. Okay? So it's important that you you figure out what's working for you in your life right now and what really isn't. Now, you're a magic maker. I want you to claim your role as a magic maker. And I want you to assume responsibility for this and say, I'm going to decide. Spirit's not choosing for you. Spirit's not here to tell you what to do. Spirit is here to ask you to rise up above your feelings and your loyalty and your values and all this stuff, and really just look at yourself and look at this situation and ask, does it still deserve me? Does it still deserve, your loyalty, your commitment, your attention? Okay? Or is this something that, really in your heart of hearts, you want something that's going to feel better. You want something that's going to, maybe it's just something that you want something for breakfast that tastes better, or that feels more nutritious, or you want to like go out and make a friend that you actually like hanging out with. Is that so wrong? Or that you want a job that is going to treat you well. Or you want to have a relationship that is going to be respectful. It's going to treat you kindly. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to uplift you as a person. You deserve to feel some sort of positive satisfaction or some sort of fulfillment, okay, in this situation. And if this isn't the right situation for you, if this situation can't provide that, it does not require your loyalty. You do not have to stay there. Okay. This could be that TV show. It's like you're going to sit there and you're going to faithfully watch that show every time it's on, but you don't even like it anymore, And so that time, really, this is about you reclaiming your time and space, That's time that you could be spending searching for something that resonates more. It's like, this is kind of, this is the hobby that you always do, or whatever, right? And as you've been doing the same hobby for years, but that's maybe time that you could be out there searching for something that is going to bring you more satisfaction, more joy, more pleasure. Something that's going to satisfy your heart a little bit more. So the main idea with the Queen of Swords here is getting that bird's eye view of your life and really trying to be objective. And not saying, well, no, I love that thing and I've always done it, I'm going to stick with it. It's like someone who's loyal to a brand, or a car kind of thing. Like it's just, I have friends out there, a Ford, I'm only going to buy a Ford. That's it, I'm a Ford person. Like my family's all Ford people, right? And my brother especially, I'm just going to buy a Ford, that's it. And of course, you buy and I'm nothing against Ford. I love the old classic Mustangs and things, but, it's, if the brand's working for you, good. If there's something you like about it, if it hits the spot, if there's something sweet that you really enjoy doing, then good. But you're loyal to a particular brand, but maybe every time you buy the thing, it's just a piece of junk. Not Ford, and I'm not talking about Ford. I'm talking about any particular brand, right? And, you wouldn't continue to buy the thing. You're loyal to a brand of, I don't even know, brand of studio lights or a brand of cameras, but every time you get a particular camera from that brand, it falls apart. It doesn't work. You wouldn't keep buying the same brand. Okay? And so I think the objectivity here is, why are we continuing to give our time, effort, energy, money, and or space to something that isn't really giving us what we need anymore, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, an idea, a value, whatever. Nothing against Ford. I love Fords. One day I want a 67 Mustang or something. Anyway, down beneath the surface, 10 of Wands. It's beginning to feel like whatever this situation is that you're in. Now, I want you to hit the like button if this is your energy, okay? If you're feeling this, if this is resonating with you, let me know. I hope you're loyal to this brand because you are getting something out of this channel. Okay? I'm trying to talk myself out of a job here. The 10 of Wands, though, is starting to feel like you're giving this thing more than you need to, more than you should have to. It's almost like you have to force yourself to sit through it. And it's taking and taking and taking from you. But it's not giving you back very much, if anything. It's like you're sitting there to watch that hour show, or 45 minutes with commercials. You're watching that 45-minute show because that's what you're loyal to, that's what you're committed to. And it feels like it really is just like, it's exhausting. It's wearing me out, you know? And then it's over. The show's over. The credits roll. Like, finally. Finally, it's over. I can go do something else, you know? It shouldn't feel that way. It shouldn't feel like what you're doing is draining every ounce of energy from you and not giving you any kind of reward back. Now, the Ten of Wands is someone who's very generous with their energy. I'm giving my time, effort, energy, and space to this because I'm loyal to it. But is that enough? Is it leaving you feeling completely exhausted? Is this thing a vampire? We did an episode on Tarot Logic about the energy vampires. Go check out Tarot Logic. I don't mention my other channels enough. I should, though, huh? Also check out Dove and Serpent Daily, where every day I'm going to pull an omen for the day, a tarot card, and it's going to kind of set the tone for the day, okay? And those come on air right before this reading does, okay? 5:45 in the morning, Central Time, Chicago time. Anyway, Dove and Serpent Daily, Tarot Logic. The Ten of Wands, though, is a situation that does feel like it's draining you. Now, being drained of your energy sometimes is a good thing. You know, you're working hard at something and you're very exhausted, but it's a rewarding kind of exhaustion. Is this one of those things, or is this a very it's kind of draining you and it's not giving you anything back? It's not giving you any kind of satisfaction. It feels like it's wearing you down. It feels like you're going through this and it's just wear and tear on your soul, and there's no true benefit from it, okay? Especially with the Princess of Cups here, this is maybe something that at one time you did enjoy it, okay, but now it feels like it's more work than it needs to be. Maybe this is the job, okay? Maybe this is you playing guitar. I don't know. It's something that you worked hard for, but now it feels like it's just hard. It's hard to endure it. It's hard to keep doing it. And it's not like, it's not one of those things that, well, you just got to suffer through. You got to push through the discomfort and it's going to benefit you. I feel like this is a situation that is just draining energy from you. And there's nothing being given back, okay? With the Five of Wands here in the background, this is telling me, first of all, that you have fought for this thing, that you struggled to earn it or to get it or to acquire it or secure it or to sort of tie yourself to it. I think of a kid who, you know, really, really fights, works hard to get the toy and then gets it and it's just like bored with it now after 10 minutes. I don't want it anymore. And it really is kind of it's almost like I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna play with it for the rest of my life because you know what? I worked hard for it. And we feel like that way. We feel like that as adults too sometimes, don't we? Well, because I worked so hard for it, darn right I'm going to enjoy it. Darn right. I'm going to sit here and hold on to it for as long as I can. Even though deep down I know, like, I don't really like it. You know, you argue and fight for something, and then when it's in front of you, just as a matter of pride, you're going to eat it. Oh, this is delicious. This is great. This is what I wanted. You know, and you're going to eat it because you want to save face, right? But both of these fire cards are Saturn cards, by the way. And so, well, even up here is Saturn, 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 Saturn. And Saturn to me feels like it's chaining you to something, okay? It feels like you worked hard to tie yourself to something, and now you're working hard to kind of just endure what you've created for yourself. It's kind of like you created a monster here, right? You got yourself into a situation now that's like, now I got to just stay here and suffer, right? This is Saturn as well. Emotionally feeling restricted, emotionally feeling like, oh gosh, what have I done? Whether maybe this is a job commitment, it could be a relationship, it could even be like a marriage. That now we feel like we're tied up in this situation. We're kind of locked up in it, chained to it with that Saturn energy, restricted, constricted, being squeezed by it. And also that feeling, Saturn here, that feeling of hopelessness. It's feeling like, what have I done to my life? It's like now I've committed to something, I've agreed to it, now I have to show up every day and do it. Oh, woe is me. woe is me, right? And I think that honesty here frees you. The objective viewpoint, the bird's eye view of your situation, and the taking off of the mask. See, the Queen of Swords here, taking off the mask and being very honest right now, with yourself at least, is going to free you from this situation. Okay? This does not feel good. This feels like, wow, life could have been, it could, and it, you know, it will be, right? But this is that feeling like life could have been great. I could have been a contender. I could have been happy. It was out there for me, but I locked myself into this, and now all my hope is draining away. It's like all the color from your face just drains out, and you just have this pallor. And it's just like, what did I get myself into? What did I commit to? Oh my gosh, now, you know, now there's no getting out of this. I think honesty is your best policy. I think admitting to yourself that you don't like this anymore. And maybe it's not anything that serious. Maybe it is just like you bought that cereal and it's like you don't like it, but it's like, I bought it, I'm gonna eat it every day, and I'm just gonna smile and say, oh, this is the best cereal I've ever had. Sure, maybe you're not gonna waste cereal that you purchased with, you know, with your hard-earned money. So you eat it, you finish it, you be done with it, but you admit, I did not like that cereal, and I will not buy it again. I do not like green eggs and ham. And so maybe this isn't the green eggs and ham situation, because that's something you thought you didn't like, but it turns out you do. This is the opposite of the green eggs and ham, okay? My daughter loves that story. Anyway, the admission to yourself of not trying to put on a face, not trying to kind of put on airs or some kind of courage, or not trying to mask it or pretend we like it just to save face. We're taking the face off. We're not saving face. We're taking the face off and saying, no, I don't like it. It's just not for me. Okay? And maybe it's something you purchased and you realize you really don't like it. Maybe you take it back to the store. Maybe you try to sell it. Okay? Whatever you got to do, save it for the garage sale. Okay? The idea with the Princess of Wands here, though, is that both of the princesses are kind of saying that, like, you have this curiosity and you have this almost like anxious energy that wants to go out and do something else with life. It kind of feels like you're being suffocated. Okay? And it feels like there's something in you that's saying, we got to get out of this and go somewhere else. Sometimes it feels like you just need to go outside for a minute and realize, like, I feel like there's this claustrophobic feeling. Yeah. And these two cards are just realizing that I got to hurry up and go do something else. I got to hurry up and get out of this building and go breathe somewhere outside, you know? Because it's almost like a panic. It almost feels like a panic. Because I think that, you know, you're realizing that this wasn't for you. And that if you want to be happy and you want to find fulfillment in life, you got to go somewhere else and you got to look for it. You've got, like time's ticking away, you know? And if you're going to be happy, it's going to require that you go out and be curious and allow your sort of heart, allow your impulse to sort of guide you a little bit here. Now, we don't want to let the princesses drive the car, okay? And so this has to be something that your Queen of Swords, your deepest, kind of highest wisdom and understanding, is able to really listen to the princesses and say, okay, I hear you, and we're going to go that way, but we can't just panic, frantic, run, and do irresponsible things. It's important that you listen to the princesses, but you don't have to let them drive the car. It's your desire, your craving for something more, something different, something that feels better, something that pleases you, that gratifies you in some way, something that feels good and resonates with you. It's that craving. And this is that impulse that kind of says, I got to get out of here, I got to get out of here, I got to get out of here. This is when the room is starting to feel way too small. Okay. And I think that you, in this kind of case, you can trust these impulses with the supervision of your higher mind. Because there is something here that's going to feel a lot better to get away from. It's the feeling of relief when Saturn releases its hold on us. Okay? That restrictive, energy, that sort of, it's that, well, Saturn is a discipline, right? It's a discipline kind of planet energy. And I think that, discipline is kind of forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do, right? Sort of, right? But I think real discipline has to go a step further than that. There has to be a reason why you're willing to do something you don't like. It's like, I don't like to eat lima beans, right? Never liked them. My discipline says, when lima beans are on my plate, I'm going to eat them. I'm not torturing myself. I'm not, there's no, it's not this situation exactly, but it is that they're good for me. They're good for my digestion. They have the vitamins and minerals that I need, and I'm going to choose to eat them even though I can't stand their texture or their taste or their little skin around them. Ugh. I love other kind of legumes and beans and things, but not the lima beans. Or butter beans, I guess they're called. But anyway, there's a reason for it. So your discipline can take over and say, I'm going to stick here, I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to stay here, I'm going to do it because it's good for me in some way. This, however, is you forcing yourself to stay with something, but I think the Queen of Swords is starting to realize that there is no good reason for it. The only reason is the loyalty. The only reason is because, well, I fought for it and now I'm not going to let it go and I'm going to lose face, I'm loyal to this brand because, well, I've advocated for this brand forever. I got to stay loyal to it. But there's no good reason other than it's like kind of a circular argument. Why are you staying loyal to this? Well, because I'm loyal to it. Yeah. I want you to hit the subscribe button. I want you to comment the word flow if you're feeling this reading, and if you're ready to sort of to get out of the restrictive Saturn energy here and figure out what else is out there for you. Now, your general energy, 10 of Pentacles, your best life, right? I think you're somebody with a lot of inner resources. I feel like you kind of know what you want your life to look like. If you don't, get out a sheet of paper, get out a pencil, draw a picture of your best life. What would you draw? What does wealth look like to you? What does happiness look like to you? What would be worth it? Because you're capable of intense discipline. We know that. You're intensely loyal. Spirit's highlighting your loyalty right now. Okay? Spirit is highlighting your loyalty, but also pointing out that this feels like a very heavy burden that's growing heavier and heavier and heavier. And you've got to ask yourself, is it benefiting you in any way? Or if you're loyal, just to be loyal. If you're disciplined here just because if the only thing it might be giving you is more discipline. Okay? Chaining yourself to something that has no benefit is really a test of your loyalty, okay? And I'd say you pass the test, you can go now. You can go now. I feel like you sort of feel the call now to like honor deeper values inside of you. This is that card of the deeper values. What do you truly value? What is truly important to you? What holds weight in your life? You don't have to be loyal to things that you don't find valuable anymore. So this is a card, the Queen of Swords, asking you to evaluate your 10 of Pentacles and say, what does wealth look like? What are the things in life that you value? What's important to you? You have to honor these deeper values. And I don't think this situation is related to your deeper values. I think you value loyalty, sure. I think you value stability, yeah. Is that enough to get you to stay in this situation? Now, in the environment position, we have the Three of Swords. Okay. And I feel that there's daily frustrations. Okay. I feel like there is this kind of a repeating pattern here, in some ways. The Three of Swords very often is a card of reliving something from the past, something that keeps playing out in our situation over and over again. I wonder if this is a habit for you, fighting really, really hard for something, getting there, and then kind of feeling like, oh gosh, what did I do? Did I really even want this? And then sort of, acting on our impulse and leaving something abruptly. Okay? Which is fine. If that's kind of, I didn't know it was gonna feel like this, I'm out, right? But when that keeps happening, why do we keep doing that? Why do we fight so hard for something only to get there and realize we don't want it anymore, and then we've got to find a quick exit? Okay, the quick exit. Okay, so I think that the Three of Swords is indicating there might be a pattern here. Okay, I think there's also some unspoken resentment. And it may be that you're carrying that in your body too, your resentment. Okay. Another Saturn card, by the way. The anchor. Something's keeping us chained to this cycle or this situation or this series of situations. It's the same story that you might see it happening over and over and over again in your life. And that's kind of like, okay, once we recognize that, we can break the cycle. Okay, the Three of Swords in the environment there, I think that there is also, in this particular situation, there is a lot of resentment that's being carried, okay? And this is a grudge, this is some bad feelings here, okay? And I think that part of the bad feelings are related to all this Saturn energy, that if this is about another person, well, I guess even if it's the job, right? Because the resentment is in you, that you are resentful of this situation because you feel like it's holding you back from getting what you really value and what you really want in life. But it's not holding you back. It may be the bars around your birdcage, but you have the power to end it, okay? So it's not necessarily holding you back. I think you're kind of letting it. I'm not trying to victim blame or anything here, but the court cards here really show the solution, right? It's kind of just to listen to that impulse and bounce if you need to, but to understand why you got yourself here so that you don't have to repeat this same story again. Okay. Release is going to open up the path for you. Not resistance, not fighting with this thing, not getting angry at this situation or this person or even at yourself, but releasing it. The more you struggle, it's like one of those Chinese finger traps. The more you struggle, the tighter it gets. The more you struggle against Saturn, the more Saturn is going to grip you and chain you up. So it's about releasing, letting go. Maybe the Hanged Man will be over here in the mystery card. Okay? Letting go of those chains. And, well, bounce if you gotta. Okay? The Ace of Wands is kind of in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. Okay? Because I feel like this is, we're kind of like, we're wondering, what's next? Yeah. And it seems like the Princess of Wands really feels this kind of gotta get out of here energy, really getting the kind of claustrophobia feeling, and we gotta bounce, we gotta jet. But then what? Okay, then what are you going to do? So I think that's a big concern for you, is what your next move would be. What is the path that this release opens up for you? Because the Ace of Wands is the beginning of the next path. This is what you set your sights on next. Well, when you're free of this anchor, that kind of is now that's the problem, right? Because over here it's not. It's just kind of you're repeating a pattern. And so it's like you kind of automatically back in a situation like this. This Ace of Wands is now giving you back the control, giving you back the sovereignty. Now it's like you get to make that intentional choice of what comes next. This is real freedom. Outside the birdcage, maybe the Ten of Swords is the mystery card. Life outside the birdcage now is not just sit there and things repeat over and over again. Someone comes and brings the bird food and the water and changes the wood shavings at the bottom of the cage. Now it's kind of like you have to decide what you're going to do. You have to direct your energy intentionally. Okay, and some of us would just say, man, I'd rather just let Saturn do it. I don't want that kind of responsibility. So it makes sense that this is in the position of your fear, worry, concern, and the obstacle here. The thing that's giving you the anxiety really is kind of what's going to be next. If I get out of this, then what? If I'm not loyal to this TV show, then what am I going to watch? Because that's a big, now I got to figure it out. Now I got to figure out what I like and what I want, and I've got to vet these other shows, and I got to watch the pilots, and oh my gosh, I might as well just go watch the old show again, because at least the choice wasn't there, you know? To be honest with you, I was like that with The Walking Dead. I started watching The Walking Dead, I was like, oh, this is cool. I like sci-fi and zombie, all that stuff. And it started out, and it was really, really cool, and as the seasons went on, I was like, I don't really like this anymore, but I'm loyal to it, and I'm going to keep watching it. Because sometimes just watching that show, knowing that I can just put it on, let it play, was better than me trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out what other show I want to watch, or like, now what am I going to do? So sometimes when we don't have a choice, it makes things easier for us. Yeah. But what you do choose, Three of Pentacles here, what you do choose next, you have the discipline, you have what it takes to make it work. The idea is that what you're choosing next is going to be based on your true values and what you find important and fulfilling. Because you've already learned how to commit. You've already learned about loyalty. Now it's time for you to apply that loyalty to something that is going to benefit you in big, big ways. Okay, this is you putting in that work. This is Mars and Capricorn. This is you climbing a mountain. Not just because, well, it's there and I hate it, but I guess I don't know what else to do. This is you climbing a mountain because it fulfills you, because you find this work valuable. You're willing to put in the blood, sweat, and tears. You're willing to put in all this energy to something that you don't really like anymore. Imagine what it would be like to put in all that energy, all that blood, sweat, and tears into something that was actually rewarding you and fulfilling you. Think about how that would feel. And let's look at the mystery card, okay? Nine of Cups, this might be the Nine of Cups. It might be a Ten of Swords. What else did I say it could be? I don't remember now. I'm kind of thinking Nine of Cups because I want the happiness. I want the fulfillment. I want it to feel good. Okay. But we might have a card of decisions. We might have a Four of Swords. We might have a Five even of Swords, a Two, an Ace of Swords. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it in the comments down below the video. Okay. And let me know which of these cards really is sort of kind of hitting closest to home for you. Okay. And really a big shout out to everybody that is journaling along with the readings. A lot of people tend to take notes or journal while they're listening, and I think that's a great practice. So shout out to all of you. Hit the like button, and let's look at this card. The Star. Of course, the Star. The Star is giving you hope. The Star is revealing your destiny, revealing your true path. The Star is bringing you that insight that you maybe didn't really want to know. The Star, see, tries to remind you that you're the magician. You are the magic maker. Okay? You get to determine your reality. It's your responsibility. The Star, if we allow it, will shine light in, right? The light comes into us, shows us where our blockages are, shows us where our knots of karma are, shows us our sore spots, our weak spots, the buttons, the triggers, you know? Shows us where the anchors are that we're holding on to. those blockages, the karmic knots, so that we can start to unravel them. And as we do, the path before us will form. We'll find the yellow brick road. In other words, the star is giving you that promise that once you separate yourself from this situation, your true path will be revealed to you, and you will know which direction you wish to go, or that you are destined to go. Okay? And right now you might not be able to see it, though. That's the idea. That there's the blockage in there now, this Saturn energy inside. We can't see what our true path really is. Once we start unraveling some of those knots, then we can see more clearly. You're getting that promise of a revelation. You will have the insight. You will know what to do next, but you're not going to figure it out until you unravel this thing. Okay? Now, we're going to unravel an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner here. There's a link in the video description here. New readings for Taurus Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.